When Dhurandhar, The Revenge, hit theaters, it arrived with the massive gravity of actor Ranveer Singh's star power. The film pulled in over 1,700 crore rupees, becoming the highest-grossing Indian film of 2026. It achieved this despite a staggering 229-minute runtime and an adults-only rating from the censor board. The script's dialogue quickly bled into daily life. Lines like "Mera bacha hai tu" went viral, getting picked up for marketing campaigns by everyone from local police departments to major food brands. With cultural saturation at this scale, the franchise dictates the baseline for what domestic audiences demand from a theatrical event. The film opens with a standard disclaimer stating the story is a work of fiction inspired by real events. Immediately after, the plot uses the actual 2008 Mumbai terror attacks as the violent inciting incident for its revenge narrative. The production leverages the exact visual language of real Indian police and first responders dealing with the aftermath to ground its story. It incorporates documented public figures directly into the script, including underworld syndicate boss Dawood Ibrahim. Taking a nation's unresolved geopolitical trauma and repackaging it as a popcorn action thriller raises immediate questions about how public memory is shaped. The core engine of the plot follows an undercover Indian intelligence agent operating deep inside Karachi's criminal syndicates to dismantle terror networks. Director Aditya Dar uses a storytelling technique we can call conflation, blurring the lines between documented historical fact and his fictional protagonist's interventions. Take the film's portrayal of a character based on the real-world slain politician and gangster Atiq Ahmed. The narrative invents an unproven counterfeit currency and weapons smuggling ring for him, and ties these crimes directly to the actual 2016 Indian banknote demonetization policy as if it were historical fact. This specific type of conflation overrides complex legal and economic records with a highly digestible black-and-white spy thriller. Domestic audiences overwhelmingly rewarded the emotional weight and action, while international critics consistently condemned the movie's ideological mechanics. Reviewers highlighted a persistent narrative frame where opposing the ruling political party is equated to receiving foreign funding from Pakistan. The cinematic language reinforces this alignment by associating patriotism exclusively with specific political iconography seen at mass rallies. The nuanced, quiet work of actual intelligence operatives, like those modeled after National Security Advisor Ajit Doval, is flattened into a revenge fantasy. The 4 hours of extreme graphic violence serve as a deliberate delivery mechanism for a highly specific pro-establishment ideology. This chart shows the global revenue distribution for the Dhurandhar franchise. The data reveals that despite earning zero revenue in Gulf countries due to bans and receiving poor reviews internationally, the duology still crossed 3,000 crore rupees worldwide. This financial reality establishes new rules for the Indian blockbuster. Studios no longer need universe from niche subgenres into the most reliable, lucrative formula in the mainstream industry. The intentional exclusion of major overseas markets proves the domestic audience is massive enough to sustain and heavily reward highly partisan content entirely on its own. By instrumenting real-world pain, the filmmakers take a nation's collective trauma and repurpose it to deliver cinematic wish fulfillment. Audiences sitting in theaters for nearly 4 hours are participating in the active, real-time drafting of a new national myth.